Hello everyone, my name is Omelogo, Nnadi. I like to call myself a children nurturer. And today I want us to talk about what our children are watching, what our children are imbibing. Okay, usually it is said that you are what you read, you are what you watch, you are the kind of music you listen to, you're the kinds of friends that you associate with. And these are all the things that make you who you are. It is also said that you should show me your friends and I will show you who you are. You also have a saying that goes like this, that readers are leaders. You know, all these things. And one of the questions that you might want to ask is, why do we not apply these things to children? I mean, besides the fact that readers are leaders, which as we're generating this culture of reading, we're applying to the child, why are the rest not applied to children? What are the children watching? Okay, as I'm making this video, I'd like to tell you that my son is in the living room and I don't know what he is watching. Okay, let's say I can hear a song playing in the background. Strawberry, strawberry, strawberry shortcake. He's watching Ginger, a channel on DSTV and other cable networks that shows a lot of content that I find is very, very contained. Content that I find is quite filtered appropriately. And that's why I'm always in support of him watching Ginger, because watching the things that children watch make up a great part of how they think, how they behave, how they speak. Do you know that it is not every cartoon on television that are meant for children? Did you know that? Did you know that a lot of animated pictures for children have a high-grade adult content in them? Did you know that? And the thing is this, when children watch cartoons, there is something it does to their psyche. They're looking at little people, miniature people, who they can associate with themselves. And then they feel like, okay, that's someone as little as I am, and well, it's okay. It's okay to look at what the person is doing, listen to the person's language, you know, act like the person is, because they can identify better with these little people more than they can identify with you and with me and with all of us adults. And so they think it is okay to act like that person they're watching on television, to talk like that person they're watching on television, to behave, to everything, just to imitate that person, that little people, those little people that they're watching on television. And what does this do? It means that if something they're watching on television contains a high level of violence, they are going to think it is okay to be violent. If these little people are using foul language, the children are going to think it is okay to use foul language, because hey, mommy and daddy says things is okay, it says okay for them to watch cartoons, and then it means that it's okay to imitate all these little people and do what they're doing. And then coming to imitation, do you know that as an adult right now you imitate people a lot? Yes, you do. You have mentors, you have idols, and all these big names we'd like to call it. But what we're doing is imitating, copying people. What's this word now? How do they say it? I can't quite remember the word now, but it's a word that shows like you're doctoring your behavior, you're doctoring the things you do according to be according to how these people are, what these people do, and that is imitation. As an adult, you're even imitating. And then children are in that sphere where 100% of how they form is via imitation. They imitate to grow. It is healthy to imitate. So, what is your task as an adult? Your task is to ensure that what you're putting in the space that they are imitating are healthy, great, grand, worthy content. So, what are your children watching on television? Take for instance, I can't always sit down at the sitting room when my son is watching television. I am here now. I'm probably going to be here for 30 minutes or more. I can see what he's watching on television. But what do I tell him all the time? Whenever I can, I monitor what he's watching. I go like, what are you watching? What is it called? Oh, that's nice. That's the name. Oh, Guardians of Carcosa. And what's the storyline? Oh, tell me. And then he shares it with me. And then I listen. I listen out for portions of it that might sound like violence, that might sound like something that is a bit above his age, that is inappropriate. And how do you find that out? Because of the way he's trying to express a certain thing, and he doesn't quite have the words to express it appropriately. That shows you that that content is higher than his age, and he is trying to bring it down to a way that he can understand it. And guess what? These things they watch, children have a lot of long-term memory. Everything that you are right now as an adult, not everything, but a great majority of the things that you are right now as an adult are things that you imbibed as a child. We operate on long-term memory. And so, why would you allow a child to make memories that are inappropriate for him right now that would affect how it is in the future? Sometimes look at what they are watching. He knows that he can't watch something that has, I'm talking about my son now, he knows he can't watch something that has high content, and any content at all whatsoever, any content whatsoever that is violent. If he's watching something that is violent, I won't let that. And so I say, change the channel. And so it's not all the time that he's watching something and it is violent and he changes the channel. But guess what? When he sees me and that thing he's watching is violent, he quickly changes the channel. So I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm just saying that to a great extent, I try to monitor what he is watching at every point so that I can say how he is forming. Okay, if children are learning violence on television, you need to check. If children are learning strong language on television, you need to check. If children are learning things that are above their ages, you need to check. For instance, my son knows that he cannot watch Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon is for teenagers. He is not even a teenager. Why is he watching Nickelodeon? It is inappropriate for his age. So check what they are watching. You see, they say boys will always be boys, and then they say, oh, that girl, she's mixing up a lot with the boys. That's why she is rough. It might be what they are watching on television. You need to check that. What are the children watching? Are those things appropriate for them? Because these things are going to affect them or not. What are they? One of the last videos I made, I asked, what are the children reading? That also affects. Okay, let me quickly tell the story. There was a time that my son brought back a book from school. Every fortnight in their school, they send them back with storybooks to read and make summaries of them and draw pictures, just like journal the books. So every time my son comes back with a book, I read through. Reasons I read through is this. I'm not going to journal that book with him, but I want to know that he has done it appropriately, so I read it before he does. Secondly, I want to see what exactly he's bringing back from from school what he's reading. So one of these days he brought back a book. It was something about horses holiday, and these horses had fun. They went on a picnic, hordes of them. They had snack. They swam. They went horse riding and all that. And it was a very lovely story. But somewhere in the pictures, there was a caption somewhere. It wasn't like written, not the written text that you read. No, it was a caption in a picture. In one of the pictures that said, "Kiss me real quick." I saw that. I was like, kiss me real quick. Well, knowing that my son is very photographic, I was like, well, let's hope he doesn't make anything out of that. How wrong I was. Okay, so over the following weekend, he went visiting with some friends of his, and then afterwards, I got a report from their mother that something happened at home. I was like, well, it was like that my son was asking her daughters to kiss him real quick. And one of the daughters, because one of the daughters went and told mommy. Mommy was like, "If it comes so, where did you learn that from?" And because she knows that I check these things a lot, she suspected that there must be a story. So she was like, why are you saying that? Why are you asking the girls to kiss you real quick? I said, well, it's something he read from a book. It's on horses holiday, and he went the whole hall. It's like, okay, so it's horses, and they're saying kiss them. It's a story. So why are you saying it to the girls? Are you a horse? He said, no, I'm not a horse. So okay, so don't say that. And then mom settled the matter and was like, okay, so if Gamso is saying that just because of something you read on a book, it doesn't mean you should kiss him. And the matter was sorted. But then daddy comes back and the girls go to report. And then it was like daddy was going to get upset. Why? Daddy is absolutely right. Why would a boy visit his girls and ask them to kiss them, for them to kiss him real quick? That's how it starts. And so mommy quickly stepped in and said, it's sorted. We know where this came from. And so when it was reported to me, I was like, you see, so I noted this and I knew there was something up, but I hoped he wasn't going to see it. He read a book of probably 15 pages of pictures, fun, swimming, what's it called, text. And the one that stuck in his memory was the part where they said, kiss me real quick. What does this tell you? It tells you that children notice everything. Make no mistake, they notice everything. The minutest detail, nothing passes them. And so when you are exposing them to content that you are not monitoring to ensure that they are appropriate for them, they are learning a lot that could cause a lot of damage to them. The key word is appropriate. Are your children watching things that are appropriate for them? If you have children that span through different ages, say one is 3, the other one is 6, and the other one is 10, they can't be watching the same things on television. 10-year-olds going on 11 might want to watch Nickelodeon. I still wouldn't permit that because he's not a teenager yet. But if he wants to watch Nickelodeon, it means the other younger ones are going to be forced to watch Nickelodeon with him. They are all watching inappropriate content. So instead of them watching what the 10-year-old is watching, you might have to compel the 10-year-old to watch what the younger ones need to watch. Or you find something else, another way to engage the 10-year-old so the younger ones can watch appropriate content. Or you create different viewing places for them. You have to find a way around it, but whatever you do, ensure that your children are exposed to appropriate content. Now, for Nigerians who are watching this and your children are watching African magic, I don't even have anything to say to you. Absolutely. I don't even have anything to say to you, but just know so many things that children are exposed to these days are inappropriate content. and we need to check this. I hope this video has added a lot of value. This is Omelogo Nnadi once again, and I like to be called the children nurturer.